2019's Joker. This is a gritty character study of Arthur Fleck, a man disregarded by society. Directed by Todd Phillips and written by Todd Phillips and Scott Silver. Welcome to the American Recut once again. I am Nick.
I'm Brendan.
And I am Tom. Guest starring.
Hell
once
yeah.
again. Today, we are talking about Joaquin Phoenix's latest triumph.
Oh yeah, you know, his Grammy Award-winning
Dark Phoenix.
Yes. Dark Phoenix Rising. It's a whole series.
Finally, the DC Cinematic Universe can be rebooted once again.
As it should be.
Watch as Joaquin Phoenix takes the wheel and...
This is how it was meant to be. This is like the alternate universe. This is what their superhero villain movies are like.
Ooh, good point. Yeah, just like Joker, just like Venom.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Speaking of alternate universes.
So let's go ahead and get into the American Recut stuff. As always, we'll go through some basic, kind of surface level thoughts on each of the elements of the story and our kind of thumbs up, thumbs down before we get into our longer discussion in the ramble on. All right. So first things first, let's talk story. Tom, lead the conversation.
This is gritty. It's dark. It's a movie where you see a man go a little crazier than he already is.
That's putting it lightly.
Goes off the deep end. Essentially the story.
It's definitely a character study kind of story where the camera is very explicitly just stuck on our main character. We go into his head, we learn a lot about how he functions, the way he looks at life, and generally it's a story that you would think would be kind of an independent, very very close-knit, every action has consequences, except for the parts where it ties into the DC universe and suddenly it's a comic book again, and you have to remember that, which takes you completely out of the movie.
No, it's definitely a edgy kind of movie where it's not for the faint of heart, where it does touch up on some serious stuff, but it reminds you it's also based on a comic book character, so yeah.
It doesn't necessarily remind you that it's based off a comic character.
It
just sort of has like what's that?
It throws it in your face, kind of.
And
here's baby Bruce Wayne.
Yeah,
Old Joker, meet young Bruce Wayne.
But I think kind of like you're kind of like alluding to, like it's like it doesn't want to be a superhero or a villain. It doesn't want to be in the universe almost.
But it still is.
But it is, and it knows it. So it's like, oh yeah, here's Bruce.
By the way, here's the Waynes. Guess what's going to happen later?
Oh look, Gotham.
But yeah, so the story gets undercut by the fact that it's part of the DC universe, and it ultimately hurts it in a way. There's other issues with the story, but I'll get into that with the ramble on. But to say the least, my opinion on the story is that it's not great.
It's not great. It's not bad. It's not great.
I didn't say it's not bad.
And then the characters themselves. Well, I mean...
the only one that matters is...
Joaquin Phoenix.
The lead character, yeah, the lead.
Yeah, the Joker.
No one else really ends up mattering in this movie as characters go.
They're just there. Yeah.
Or they're not there.
Or they're not there.
This is 122 minutes with Joaquin. In a bad mood. Crazy mood.
In a good mood eventually.
Yes. All turns around.
So in that case then we have to talk about the Joker as a character and whether or not he is a strong enough character to carry the story on his own. Which I think that if the story and events had been a little bit better, Joaquin's portrayal of Joker could have been just good enough to carry it.
Right.
But in this case, I don't think that he has enough to work with.
Yeah, it does seem a bit stretched thin. I think overall the character, like the way that Joaquin portrayed the character of Joker is well done. But yeah, not a lot of material to go with.
And since a lot of people were messing this, no, he's not as bad as Jared Leto. Okay? Okay.
Yeah, God, nothing could ever be as bad as Jared Leto. Despite what we say here, Jared Leto is still by far the worst Joker yet.
Every time someone says that, Tommy Wiseau signs another contract with DC, getting him one step closer.
All right, so
effects are going to be next.
Not a lot of special, no CGI.
Yeah, no CGI
in this movie.
This seemed to be largely practical effects.
Didn't really need it. It was largely really sort of not bare bones, but it was gritty and not just the you know, the lighting and such, but it was like a movie that didn't need the flashy effects or CGI of a lot of other super villain hero type movies.
Right.
This felt like kind of early 90s-ish for their portrayal of the 70s. Like it feels like a dated portrayal of the 70s in a way that I think ultimately works, but I'm not sure if there was a reason behind it per se. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I liked generally the era-appropriate clothing, the makeup, the practical effects. Some of the camera angles were pretty good. I think this is a technically good movie.
Technically, yeah, great framing, lots of nice shots. They almost a little over-reliance, but then it sort of worked where we'll get into the ramble on, but just how they shot some of the scenes sort of pulled you in a little bit. So I like that, and I agree. I think overall the setting, the
music I liked a lot.
Yeah, that was well done. You're in Gotham. You're back in Gotham, this dark piece of shit place. And they do a great job making Gotham look like it's the extreme. It's really the extreme. Like take a current city that maybe wasn't so great, especially like New York City in the 70s, and make it way extreme.
Oh yeah, Gotham uncut.
So, as far as effects go. Yeah.
Finally, themes. This movie definitely
touches up on some interesting themes.
Yeah. It's got a couple of themes. It talks a bit about class warfare. It gets a little bit into racism, but it also denounces itself as explicitly not having themes. I got the feeling that the real theme of this movie was talking about anti-jokes and anti-humor, or people who are ahead of their time. In some ways, like because the way Joker's portrayed in this feels very Andy Kaufman in a lot of ways, for the way that he tells his jokes, his style of humor, the things that he finds funny. There's a certain aspect of that, and I think the core theme of it is really about if like someone like Andy Kaufman hadn't been discovered and just kind of had to languish.
Wow, that's an interesting take. That could be a movie in itself. I think. Mental health is the other one. You know, it touches on the mental health themes.
It does touch up on that, yeah.
Of course.
But I feel like it touches on those, but it doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, we can talk about that in the ramble on.
We can, yeah.
So, final recommendations then. Do you or do you not recommend this film? Let's start with you, Brendan.
I don't recommend it for the faint of heart, but, I recommend it. Just, because there is a curiosity about this film, and, this film piqued my curiosity, so, yeah, go ahead and satisfy that curiosity.
Yeah, I'm going to say, if you are a fan of the comics or Batman, yeah, go check it out. Maybe I'm not well versed on the Batman sort of universe, so you might be upset at some of the ways that they made things turn out. But yeah, check it out. If you're not, I think you can skip this one.
Yeah, I feel like this is a movie where if you're going to expecting like an artistic piece and like really expecting something that speaks to your soul, then it's probably not going to be that, because this has kind of the similar problems that Marvel films have to other action films, where it's kind of very surface level popcorny and doesn't get into the stuff that some other better examples within the genre would. I thought this is kind of a very mainstream indie, is the way I want to put it. Where it does just far enough to feel edgy, but not far enough to feel uncomfortable. So it's fine. It's the same recommendation I give to most Marvel movies. It's fine.
It's fine.
I'm not opposed to people seeing it, but I'm also not like going to go cheering in the streets for it.
Yeah, I think that about sums it up.
Yeah. All right. Now we're gonna
Join us in the ramble on.
Yep, Joyce in the ramble on.